when we started, we're basically on one end of Fernie, and have come to the west side of Fernie. But what are we looking at around here? What can we see from the raft?
Yeah, so you hit the nail on the head. We start at the east, end in the west of Fernie.
And cut. Welcome to Waterways. This week we're checking out Inland BC's adventures, and we're going to start here in Fernie.
Perfect. You're good? Yeah. Awesome. Steve, are you ready?
I think so.
All right. I'll give you a little push off here. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's fine. There we go.
And this is the Elk River. Oh, almost got your lens too. That's this mad 360. Next stop, Olympics. Woo. This is awesome. Tell me about these kayaks, because these are not at all like anything I've seen, but it was perfect for this. Nice and stable. You're still a kayak, so I could have tipped. I got a little showboaty at one point. I think the camera was around the corner, hopefully, but stayed dry other than the splashes the whole time.
Yeah, so the inflatable kayaks, or duckies sometimes they're called, these are designed by the same company that makes our rafts as well. So they are purpose-designed kayak, essentially, for running rivers, doing whitewater. They have a lot of the same features that the whitewater rafts do. A strong denier outer layer. They've got an inner tube. The kayaks are set up to actually take waves in and drain them out the bottom.
That'll wake you up.
So yeah, they are designed for running whitewater, but as you saw today, you don't need to be running whitewater to have fun.
Super stable. If I can do this with my massive athletic ability, you can too. And it's super fun. Look how hard you have to paddle. Video never does justice for like wave heights or mountains or anything, but I can tell you, even though these guys I'm sure are super bored, like a ski guide on a green run being like, yeah, I'm sure it was fun. This is awesome. It's so much fun. I'm not a super skilled kayaker, and look at this. I can go backwards, sideways down a river. And this is where you say, not everyone can do that, Steve. Wow, you're good. Thanks, Cam. Wow. We'll clean that up in post.
As we come down, some great mountain formations. The first one you see is Mount Hosmer. That's a really cool mountain. It was actually flipped and twisted. So there's actually older rock on the top and younger rock on the bottom, which is kind of cool. You come around another few corners, you start seeing Mount Proctor and the Three Sisters. And then pretty much the entire trip as well, you get views out towards the Lizard Range, where the Mount Fernie, our Fernie ski resort is. So
cool.
Yeah.
You ever see wildlife?
Yeah, actually just last week we went and ran a float, had a couple elk swim right across the river right in front of us. So we do have elk that come down to the river. That being said, Fernie is home to a few resident, both black and grizzly bears. So you never know, they could be out there as well. That's the great thing why I have been doing this for as long as I have. Every day is kind of a new day. You know, you don't get complacent because something changes every day. So it's a lot of fun.
Love it. Oh, it's beautiful. If this weren't a hit television show and you're just doing a normal sort of kayak tour, do you have the kayak guide? Like we had Cam there leading the way, telling me where to go. We had the sweeper, I call it, in case I fell over, help me get up. Is that sort of a normal setup, or what does it look like if you go out?
So yeah, today we definitely had a little bit more safety in mind with the water levels being high. We saw some of those logs floating down the river. So having 2 additional guides is something that I wanted to do today. But typically we'll run the guided portion of the kayak trips with 1 guide, and we'll do up to 6 people on the rafts or on the kayaks there.
Like a glove. So we just got off the river, like literally, proof. That was super awesome. I didn't know what to expect. I was a little nervous when you were asking, you know, how comfortable you are, but totally doable. So first of all, thank you.
Hey, not a problem. Happy to have anyone out there.
So you get to do this all the time. Tell me about, like, to me, this is going really, really fast, but I don't know what normal is.
Yeah, so for today on the Elk River, it was definitely a higher water day than we've had, but that just means that summer's starting. So all of the rivers around here mostly fed by snowmelt from the mountains. We had quite a cool May, which was nice, I guess. But now finally temperatures starting to kick up. We've got temperatures in the mid 20 degrees Celsius right now. It's happening up in the mountains as well. So yeah, just in the past few days, we've noticed the river really start to come up. Hence the beautiful brown chocolate milk color, as opposed to August, where we're gonna get that much more nice kind of aquamarine bluey color to it. So yeah, today we ended up with a little more high water, a little more fun, a little more speed to it. But then once the middle of summer, water levels drop down, things definitely become a little more relaxing, a little more chill, but still quite a lot of fun to have.
If you're watching this, you're like, that looks super fun. I've got my own inflatable kayak. I want to come and try this out. What are the things that you need to know? I mean, the obvious is that there's rocks and trees and things like that, but what are, you know, the bullet point top tips?
For sure. Biggest thing is always come out with a plan. Know where you're putting in, where you're going to be taking out. Using databases, there's apps, government pages, things like that, that'll give you water levels as well. Even now they're going into reading temperatures on water, which is a cool thing to know. But yeah, coming out knowing that, understanding where water's moving, how the flow works, knowing that obviously water comes up, you're going to be getting more debris, faster moving water, going to be a lot challenging to more challenging to get around corners. But basically, a few things to remember is we've also got quite fresh water, as we like to call it here. We don't like to use the C word, which is cold. You can bleep that out. So yeah, knowing how warm the water is going to be, having the right thermal protection. So trying to avoid things like cotton in these colder times here, wearing things more athletic attire, rash guards, sun protection, bathing suits, even moving into like base layers like you'd wear in the winter, that kind of stuff is all great to know. Going out in groups is another big thing. Solo paddling is something you may see a lot on, you know, fun YouTube videos, things like that. But typically they're professionals. So going out with a group of people, folks that have ran the river before, and ensuring that you have the right gear. So life jackets, ropes if you need them. Having a rope like I've got myself here, a throw bag. I think those are kind of big things to think about there. Again, the river should be accessible to everyone, but just know that they're not there are risks associated.
Yeah, don't fear it, but you got to respect it, especially when it's moving, and especially in the spring runoff and it's moving even more than usual.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Western Canada's biggest boat show, the Vancouver International Boat Show, both here at BC Place. You can see behind me hundreds of boats on the floor. And on the main concourse, we've got tons of exhibitors as well, from safety gear to fishing gear, apparel, and shoes. If you can put it on your boat or on yourself as a boater, you're gonna find it here. And don't forget, there's 2 locations here at BC Place, and of course, the in-water portion at Granville Island, the only boat show in Canada that can have an in-water portion at this time of the year. This is the Vancouver International Boat Show, and behind me you can see Axopar. That is a very popular and growing brand from Finland originally. But we've also got a lot of British Columbia made things here at the BC Boat Show, like this, Loki, built on the Sunshine Coast, high performance, rugged, durable, built to order offshores. And if you look on the inside, you can see that they've got another BC innovation, the Shockwave seat. And you've got Jasper Marine, built on the Sunshine Coast. Welded aluminum, heavy duty. These are recreational boats, but built to a commercial standard, which is helpful because that is some pretty rugged coastline. And then made in Sydney, BC, is Titan Boats. Now, this is not a huge market for you and me, the average boater, but if you are the Coast Guard, if you are the RCMP Marine units, if you're search and rescue, fisheries and oceans, these are the boats that you are probably getting. They are heavy duty, rigid inflatable boats. As you can see, pretty tough looking too. And you've got Kingfisher, proudly made in Vernon, BC, with their selection here on the floor at BC Place. But it doesn't matter what kind of boat you get, you want to be safe on the water. It's only fun on the water if we return from the water, and luckily, a BC-based company has been leading the way in safety since 1967, when they were founded right here in Vancouver. And I've got Paul and Lily here. Lily, tell me about this company.
Oh, Mustang Survival is a BC company. We're located in Burnaby, and since 1967. So it's a legacy brand specializing in flotation and apparel for boating, all sorts of boating needs.
I love it. On Waterways, we say it's only fun on the water if you return safely from the water. Mustang's motto is protecting lives on the water. And Paul, what do we have here at your booth?
Well, today we have all of our waterproof sailing gear, and all the way from our neoprene gloves to our new Atlas 190 DLX inflated life vest.
Yeah. And this life vest is we're really excited about it because this has been approved in Europe, ISO approved. It won a Time Magazine Innovation Product of the Year award, and it is for sale for the first time in North America here at the Vancouver Boat Show. So we're very excited to introduce that product today.
I love it. Now, inflatable, so this is the newest one. There's a whole range of them. A question that a lot of people might have are, what's the difference between automatic or manual?
Yeah, there's a lot of different inflatable life jackets out there. On the inside, the bladder, they're all kind of different. We might demonstrate that a little bit with you.
How would we do that?
The Atlas is an automatic. You can see that it's got 3D contouring to the bladder. That's what's on the inside of this. But your life jacket that you're wearing,
pretty comfortable.
I know, isn't it? I'm glad that you're feeling the Mustang love there. Would you like to see what it's like? So this is called a jerk tab. It actually says jerk here. I'm not saying anything about you.
I mean, it's labeled right on my life.
I know. But can I have a countdown?
3, 2, 1. So that's how quick it can happen. And I'm safe. No matter what happens here at BC Place, I'm confirmed. And of course, you can rearm these. They're not single use. We've got this little straw dealie here.
I'm gonna take a little air out here so he can speak.
Yeah, normally when these go off, you're not trying to do something into a microphone.
You're in the cold water.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But I like this. Here's a question that I've gotten a lot too. People will say, why would you get one with dark outside, but on the inside is what the visible part?
Reflective colors, right? The bright, intense colors.
High vis.
I look cool right now too, I feel. Like I'm feeling it.
You know,
Absolutely.
Of course, the Vancouver International Boat Show has more than just boats. It has everything you could possibly want on your boat or on you as a boater, including all of the high-end, latest and greatest electronics, like the thermal cameras. But that's just part of what you'll find here on the concourse level. Whether it's floats for your crab traps, rods and reels, rod holders, traps themselves, downriggers, everything you could possibly need to fish or trap in these amazing BC waters you can find here, including safety information. Can Boat, Nati Savoir, this is the rebrand, formerly Canadian Power and Sail Squadron, but in 2024 they changed their name. You can see the branding behind. Same great organization, volunteer-based, volunteer-led, and they have all those great courses. So whether you're looking for meteorology help, navigation, or you need your pleasure craft operator card, your PCOC card, Can Boat can help you out. And if you are going to get your PCOC, Can Boats is the only one that's recognized by the U.S. Coast Guard. So if you're going to be boating on that side of the border, these are the folks to talk about.
She kind of rolls behind it because of the flasher. And this is a different color. This is the blue one.
Oh.
Yeah. The reason I'm running that one is because it was working really well the other day.
I like it. You toss it in.
Yeah. Just hook that over the side when you're ready.
Now it takes years of practice and expertise to be able to get to this level.
Well done.
Yeah, see? First mate training underway.
All right.
How come it's not working yet?
Well, it's still on the surface. Now, if we were tuna fishing, or mahi-mahi fishing, we might have one. Cover a little bit more water. 201.
Got someone else out here?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's what's so great about these May days is, you know, there's one other boat out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not feel like May. This is...
No, this is...
Is this usual temperature for this time of year in Comox?
I
or is
mean,
it a
I'd
little
like
warmer?
to say yes every day. But no, this is unusual. We actually just recorded the hottest temperature ever recorded in May the other day. May
Really?
14th was our hottest ever. It was 32 degrees at the Comox airport.
Whoa.
Oh, there's a fish. Grab that one. You want to grab it?
Yeah.
That looks like a good one. So grab it and reel. And reel as fast as you can. Go, go, go. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Give him a hook set. Boom. There you go. Yeah, one more hook set. Boom. There you go. Nice. Fish on. It looks decent. Okay, let him go. Let him go.
Let him
Yeah,
go.
let him go. Take your hand off. Because when he pulls hard like that, he's going to want to run on you. So just lift that tip up.
Okay.
Kind of
Walk
drag him over
toward you.
here. I'll get my hand on that leader. Landed fish. A little bit of slack for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Beautiful, beautiful fish. Look at that. Keep your hands kind of behind his pectoral fins.
Behind?
There you go. You can slide them forward, yeah. Just make sure you squeeze that tail nice and tight because
Okay.
sometimes they like to flop around on you. There's the shot. Now we're talking.
Beautiful. Woo. But we're not keeping them.
No.
So put them back in.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Tell your friends.
That's
Sweet.
the way I
Well,
like it.
Radar, it was a great day. Caught some
Absolutely.
good fish, saw some marine life. And it's not just the stuff in the water. Look up, too, because there's eagles, there's birds. There's also snowbirds.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Now we transition, and I'll probably cut this out unless we need it for time,
Yeah.
in which case it'll just be a little awkward and we'll put it in. Yes, those snowbirds, the aerial demonstration squadron, because here at 19 Wing at CFB Comox is where they do their spring training from about mid-April to mid-May. So if you're out on the water at that time, you get a sneak peek of the air show season as far as the snowbirds go. And let's face it, that's usually the highlight.
I mean, for me, it's always been a childhood dream to want to be a snowbird. Well, I'm Major Brett Parker. I'm a Snowbird 1 team lead of Canadian Forces Snowbirds. I live in Cold Lake now, but even before, I was posted there before, and I had a boat at the time. And the Cold Lake Air Show ended up doing a show down over the lake instead of at the airport, at the air base. And so I took my boat down there and took my family out on the boat, and Our show utilizes what we call basically a sanitized box. So there's like an aerobatic box that we have to do all of our maneuvers in for the safety of the crowd. And that box isn't really that big. Like, it's big enough for us to do our thing, but there's also a lot of things that happen outside of that box. And so the boats a lot of times will end up going around the periphery of that box. And so you can get some really, really cool vantage points from being out of the boat than necessarily being on land. And it's the same thing here, even like Air Force Beach would be almost like being a boater, but on the other side of the box. So they're actually seeing things from a different perspective than people from like your primary vantage point. We have a little bit of allowance, but generally we like to have the safety boat out there. I mean, obviously that boat can easily like dispatch if something does happen. They'll get there on scene pretty quickly and then start helping if that does happen. So, I mean, having that safety boat is great.
Petty Officer Second Class Jason Bobineau. Safety boat here for 19-wing Comox. We go out and basically provide a training platform for the Cormorant and the Herc, as well as when the Snowbirds are in town. And the boat will depart the jetty and make their way out to Air Force Beach, where we will position ourselves as kind of a marker for the team to practice all of their maneuvers in the plane while they're up above.
It's pretty cool to see an airplane go like ripping over your head that's inverted, and you can see the pilots' heads as they go past, and you're sitting there in your boat. It's pretty awesome. I think that's probably the best place to be, actually, is down on the water, if you can.
I wouldn't say you did the kiddie run. You're an adult, but we put kids on it.
Those are some tough kids. Those are salt of the earth kind of kids that can take down a bull moose at 30 paces.
The inflatable kayaks, or duckies, sometimes they're called.
It just gets like manlier and toughier.
Oh,
the whole time, right?
Absolutely.
All right, the duckies on the kiddie run.
So yeah.
BC's adventures, starting with the Elk River in Fernie, BC.
Let's try that again.
Well, I nailed it.
I know you did. I did.
Seems like a you problem.